Hello and welcome to I Am Well podcast. I'm your host Gemma, a nutritionist and a hormonal fasting coach, passionate about self-development through a holistic lens. But my biggest mission is to help empower women and get them to reconnect and trust their bodies again. So if you're a woman who just wants to better herself and live her best life, you're listening to the right podcast. So let's get to it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to 2025. Here we go. I'm feeling refreshed. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how your holidays were. I am going to be full honest and transparent in this. Mine was an up and down roller coaster of emotions. And I actually think this is really common with women especially who are mothers, because the Christmas holidays, it is not just a time that you get to take yourself out of work and relax and chill out, sip a pina colada on the beach. No, this is also a time where you've got your screaming children home with you every second of the day now. And, I don't have a lot of people that pop up on my social media account that are showing me exactly how crazy the Christmas period, the school holiday period can actually be. So that's why it was a roller coaster of emotions. But am I happy to have them home? Of course. It has been, as I said, a roller coaster. It has been ups and downs. We've had great times. We've had terrible times. We've had times where the kids do not want to listen to me. They want to go against everything I said. But we've also had those special moments where we get to wake up in bed together, and I will cherish those moments, and those are the moments that I need to remember. So I thought today's episode would be, as it's the very first episode of 2025, and it's technically coming out on my Mindset Mondays, about strengthening your mind, because boy, did I go through a process of doing this for myself over these holidays. It has given me that extra level of growth. I am now at that new growth phase, okay? And this is what I want to help implement with my clients, because it doesn't matter what your goal was this year. I want to get you to think about what you've set for yourself this year. What was the goal, the intention behind this year? What have you put out there? And really think about that and go, by the time this comes out, we're almost at the end of Jan. So first off, how are you going with that goal? How is it treating you? Have you already gotten to the point where you jump off the bandwagon and now you're just giving yourself shame and the guilt because you didn't get through it? So how are you going? Because unfortunately, the statistics show that you're most likely you would have stopped what you're trying to achieve by now. By February, really. So why is that? And it's because we haven't strengthened this mindset yet. And these are the things that I went through over this Christmas break, this holiday period. Yes, I had time off too, and I got to enjoy the things. And, I tried to stay off social media. I tried to abandon work for a bit. But that's another thing that I'm working on with my own self-development, is the fear of letting go, And I don't care what coaches out there, they've always got something they're working on. And that, for me, was what I'm working on this year. It's just that fear, if I step back, will everything be okay? Will everything crumble? Will all this hard work that I put into last year, will it all just stop? And this is, once again, it's all a mindset. So if you join me in balance, literally, the only things that we are talking about at the start is working on strengthening this mindset. We're going to do it from a strategic point of view, but also an energetic point of view. I'm in the works with talking to the amazing Shannon, who's been on this podcast before. She's a somatic energy coach, and she knows so much more about the energetics behind it all. And she's actually going to be a little guest for us on balance. So that is really exciting in itself. So if you're keen on balance, this year is going to be big for it because it's so exciting. I'm pulling out all different educators and coaches in different parts that can help make it that bit better, for a bit better of an experience for you all. So anyway, all of the feelings came over this Christmas break. I had excitement with my kids. It's so exciting. Christmas is so much more exciting when you have kids. The excitement of, Santa's coming, and it brings back the magic, setting up the cookies the night before, and the milk, the carrot, and the rain. They wake up in the morning, they're like, the reindeer have eaten the carrots, the reindeer have eaten the carrots. It is so much fun. So the excitement was there. But I had the stress. The stress came on. We live interstate to my husband's side of the family. So it was stressful trying to make sure that we had to buy their presents and also make sure that they got there in time with the shipping. And I had to do it online. And online, thank goodness that we have that nowadays. I am actually so grateful for that. I actually forget there was a time that we didn't have that. So thank goodness I'm in the time that we have online shopping, because that really helped. But the stress of then also, the kids. I've got 2 kids. What if I get one kid more presents than the other? How are they going to feel? Are they still going to be happy? Is everyone going to be happy with their gifts? My daughter, I literally kept asking her, so what do you want from Santa? And she kept going on and on, going, I just want Santa to get something that helps you and makes your life easier to clean the house. Now that is a beautiful response. And every single time it got me teary. And I was like, Summer, where has this come from? You are absolutely gorgeous. But then also, she wasn't giving me any pointers here either. Nothing to help me, give the message to Santa and say what she really wants. So I had to put my creative thinking skills to the test. So that was stressful. And then there was also after we got their presents, I would look at them and the Santa sacks, they didn't look as full, and I would panic and go, is that enough? Are they going to be disappointed? This is the overthinking that comes in. And this is where this beginning of my mental roller coaster occurred. And I was like, yes, we need to work on strengthening this mindset, Gemma. You have been doing all the things and helping everyone else, but you keep forgetting to work on yourself, because that's what we do, especially as coaches. We give all this information out and we help everyone else, and then we forget, wait, there's still things inside that we need to work on as well. So mindset was the biggest thing for me. And then there was obviously the anxiousness of what's to come in the new year. And I know without a doubt, if you're listening to this, I bet there was some sort of, maybe it wasn't huge worry or fear, but it was something that you were thinking about that you maybe want to happen for next year that maybe didn't happen this year, but there was a little bit of anxiety going, what if it doesn't happen again? Or what if I can't do that? What if I set this and it doesn't happen? And you start thinking way down the track of the next year, and we haven't even started 2025. So, and December itself is just high energy, high vibes. There's so much tension in the air. You can just feel it if you go to the shopping center, you'll know, it's absolutely insane. So I also have my daughter starting school this year for the first time. She's going into prep. We just got her school uniform yesterday, and it's just where has the time gone? Everyone always says it. You're going to do an eye roll here, because everyone's always like, time goes by so fast when you have kids, but it really does. I was like, where has my little girl gone? So all of these things. And then my son is at daycare and my daughter is home with me at the moment. So I'm still trying to do work here and there while I have her home, while also being present for her, because I know that this time is fleeting in her life and I do want to be there for her. And this is all the feelings of guilt that can come up, especially as mothers. I want to be there for her, but I also need to be there to be able to provide for my family. So I need to work on my work. But I don't want to just be on the computer and on my phone all the time around her. I want her to grow up with a healthy role model. And obviously I've got my group program Balance coming up, so trying to fill programs for that and all of the things So this is that roller coaster that I'm talking about. And I'm just giving you examples here to hopefully get across some sort of relatability here, because I'm sure that there are people, without a doubt, I'm not even like questioning it. Without a doubt, if you are listening to this, I bet 100% there were things that have given you this emotional roller coaster over the holidays. Maybe it wasn't as an extreme roller coaster. Maybe it was more extreme. But this is what tends to happen during this time of the year, and not a lot of people talk about it. And this is what I want to break, this stigma that it's okay to feel like this, because this is one of the biggest things that I took away over these holidays. Like, yeah, I had this emotional roller coaster. Yeah, it got tense at times, stressful, anxious at times. But I learnt to be okay with it. I learnt to be okay with the tension of those emotions. And that's what we all need to learn to do, is be okay with the tension, sit with the tension. I've been doing this separate course at the moment, and it just reminded me of what Warren Buffett said. So Warren Buffett's that investor, that amazing investor that I'm sure you've already heard of. But he said, if you can't handle your emotions, then you won't be able to handle your money. And it's so true. And it's also energetically, and with any goal that you set this year, if you can't sit in the tension and be okay with those emotions, you are not going to be able to reach your goal, because you won't be able to get through those hard times. So what do we do? Like, how do we start? Well, we need to strengthen the mind. And this is what this whole episode is on today. This is what I have been working on these past few weeks. If you've been following me on social media, I post a lot on Instagram, not so much on TikTok. Literally, if you follow me on TikTok, I'm sorry, I dabble in and out of that. I love watching TikTok, not a huge one to post on TikTok, because I want to get out education, and sometimes TikTok's more for like entertainment rather than education. So anyway, here's what I did. I did the 3-day water fast. Wellness Wednesdays. That is the episode that we will be talking about, all about my 3-day water fast, how I did it, how I broke it, all the things. I'm giving you all the tips, my whole journey with fasting, because the 3-day water fast was freaking amazing. But I did that 3-day water fast not out of anything to do with losing weight or looking better or feeling, great in my body. I mean, feeling great in my body was one aspect, but it was reconnecting with my body and strengthening my mindset. That was the biggest thing, and the biggest thing I got to walk away from it. I now understand why people do those 75-day hards. Those challenges, and you're just like, then I've seen a lot of people be really negative about them. That's not good. And I would be like that too. Like, I would say, because I used to have body dysmorphia, so I'd be like, oh, that's not good for, just telling people to do these challenges. It's like quick fixes and everything like that. But if you're doing it to strengthen your mind and to reconnect with your body and do something hard, that's a great reason to do it. So, controversial opinion, but I actually think those 75-day hard challenges and other challenges can actually be beneficial. And this might be contradicting everything I said last year. The calorie deficit diets and stuff, I've always said, no, don't do them. But don't do them if your reasoning behind it is to lose weight, is to, because you hate the way you look and you hate your body. Do them if because it's hard and it's a challenge and you want to challenge yourself and strengthen your mind. That's a great reason to do it. So this is like the 3-day water fast, and I'll go into why a 3-day water fast was like all the different benefits of it on Wednesday. I really want to talk about it now, but I'm like, no, we'll leave that for Wednesday's episode. The other thing that I got into was I read the book Self-Help by Gabby Bernstein. I said read, I'm reading the book. I'm on literally chapter 2. But already it's just reminded me to use that internal family systems. If you've never heard of internal family systems before, highly recommend Google it or get a book. Like, it's amazing. I love Gabby Bernstein. Now, internal family systems is sort of what we go through in balance. we just do it on like a, I guess, more extensive level, because you're working with me as well. So we're talking about it, we're talking it through together. But the thing that it gets you to do is reconnect with the parts of you that are holding you back in some ways, that you don't even realize that are holding you back. So if, for example, if you feel triggered by something, and this is something, I'm going to relate this to, say if you've got a health goal this year, a fitness goal this year, I always do weight loss. Let me try something else. Say if your fitness goal this year is you want to start going to the gym at least 3 days a week, because not because of weight loss reasons, but to feel good and to have more energy. Okay, so say that's your goal for this year, which I know is highly common. The statistics show is like everyone's buys a gym membership in January and then stops going by the time it gets to late Feb, March. So say if that's your goal, you don't go 1 week and all of a sudden this voice pops into your head and it says, look at you, knew this would happen. You said you'd go every single week, 3 days a week, and you've already missed 1 week. And look what you've done. You've gone backwards. You can tell. You don't have the muscle there anymore. Why? You're never good enough. I'm sure that's a common thought by a lot of people that creeps in. And then it gets to the point where it's like, well, what's the point of going anymore? You've done all that work. You didn't go 1 week and now it's all gone out the window. So what's the point of going back? So what internal family systems gets you to do is take a moment, get yourself out of that room, go somewhere quiet, somewhere calm, somewhere safe, and close down your eyes. Breathe is the biggest thing here. So put one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. Breathe in through your nose and fill up your belly with air, and then breathe out through your mouth. And then listen to that voice and hear what they're saying, and then talk to it and say, what is it that you need? What is wrong? Why are you saying these things? Like, what is it? What can I help you with? What is it that you need? And it could be that there is that inner child within you, a certain part within you that is saying, I just want to feel good enough. And maybe there was a time in your childhood where you didn't feel good enough. And I'm sure there was a time in your childhood where you didn't feel good enough. And this is where you need to you kind of have to disassociate yourself from that part so that you can then talk to it as if you're talking to a child, and then say, you are worth so much. I've got you. You are worth it. You know you're worth it. I will keep you safe. And different things will come up for different people. But that is a huge thing at helping you strengthen your mind. So get in touch with those voices inside your head. And people talk about this all the time. It's always, people always talk about it as a inner mean girl critic. So you hear that inner mean girl critic and they say, listen to your inner mean girl critic, sit with it, talk back to it. And I think people sometimes take that information at surface level, but they don't implement it and actually do the work. It feels insane at the start. I get it. It feels crazy. You're talking to yourself. You're pretending you're a little child. But this is actually scientific. It helps 100%. Okay, so let's move on from that. The other thing I want to talk about is connection. So this is a huge game changer with strengthening your mindset as well. Connecting with people within your interests, hobbies, industry, connecting with a coach, connecting with your partner again. Connection is it's vital in humanity, and we really do take it for granted. And sometimes the connections we make aren't connections that we want, but connections that we feel we must have out of pleasing the other. So I got myself in a room. It was a webinar. I got myself in a room of people that were kind of in my industry. A lot of them are coaches. Some weren't actually, but they were all had one goal in mind: to work on themselves, to better themselves, and to heal parts of them. And I was like, yes, this is the group I want to be in. So find your group, find something that motivates you, and make sure that they're making you strengthen your mind and not feel as though you have to change yourself to fit in. You're with the wrong group of people if you're changing yourself to fit in. Now, I highly recommend getting yourself a coach or something as well. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a coach. I've said this many times before. Get a coach for whatever reason it suits you, Like, I work with clients that want to work on their health and fitness to better themselves that way, so that they feel able to live their life to the fullest in other aspects. Like, you end up becoming a different person when you're working on your health. But maybe you just want a coach, like a business coach, someone that is helping you guide, someone not only guiding you, but someone that doesn't make you feel so alone. Because owning your own business and being in business, it can feel very isolating, and it can feel like you're doing this on your own. Join us in Balance. Balance, I feel like it's supposed to be there so I can help you uncover who you're truly meant to be. I'm going to give you all the tools on health and, tracking your blood sugar levels, fasting, hormonal cycle syncing, but they're the strategic parts of it. That's the strategizing parts. It's the energetics and the mindset work that we do is what will take it to another level. And there's not a lot of health coaches that can take you to that place. And when you get to that, when you fix that place first, then the other stuff, it's easier. I just did a 3-day water fast. If you had told me this time last year I'd be doing a 3-day water fast, not eating for 3 days, I would be like, you're insane. And it was because of the mindset work I have been doing over these past 12 months. So get yourself a coach that can hear when things are hard for you, understand, but also call you out on your bullshit and get you to the places where that coach knows you're capable of. Don't be afraid to grow yourself in that area. And if straight away you have those thoughts pop up where you're like, yeah, but I can't, it's too expensive. Why does that thought cross your mind? I can't, there's other things I have to pay for. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Money has been my biggest thing to overcome as well. I also have those thoughts with everything. Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, I can't do that because of money. What if I run out of money though in 4 weeks' time? All these thoughts. And the best tip I got was, if you're already in your worst place, stressing over the future, if you're already thinking 4 weeks in advance, what if I lose all my money? How much worse can your situation get already? You've already imagined it. You're technically already there. You're living it. It's like when people say, pretend you're living out your future now. Manifest your future, but live it as if it is now. If you're constantly worrying, I'll lose all my money in 4 weeks' time, you're already there. You're living it. It's going to happen because that's what you're living right now. And when I got told that, I was like, that is the biggest mind-blown moment. I was like, damn. I know that. Why do we fall back to that? It's because of our childhood. It's because of how we grew up, what we experienced. So if your straight away thought is I can't because of money, then you've already got one issue there, because you're holding your self-worth over your money. Your self-worth relates to your money. And I completely 100% get that. Most people do that. That's how society has brought us all up. So we need to start working on that first, so that, because once again, what Warren Buffett said, if you can't handle your emotions, you can't handle your money. It's the exact same thing with everything else. If you can't handle your emotions, if you can't handle being tense and living in tough times and being calm and okay with that, then you won't be able to work on your health. Handling your emotions is the first step. So if you're interested, links are in the show notes below. So here's how you can achieve what you want to achieve in 2025. First thing is start doing things that are hard. It's going to remold your brain. Doing something hard is like when they say, get out of your comfort zone. So choose one thing that you're going to do. It doesn't have to be a 3-day water fast. We'll go through that on Wednesday, how to start that. But maybe it's a smaller fast. If you've been telling yourself something like, oh yeah, but I can't fast. I told myself so long, I can't fast because I have an autoimmune disease. And all the experts out there will tell you the same thing. It's like, you can't fast because autoimmunity. So I was like, I got to 48 hours one time. My blood sugar levels hit too low. Just proves there I can't fast. I was like, I've got too many toxins in my body. I remember I said that. I've got to remove the toxins first. No, I didn't even realize that was the fear within me that's holding me back from doing something hard, because it grows me. It will grow me, and my brain doesn't like growth. It likes where we are at now because it knows how to handle where we're at now. So do something that's hard. Start out with a 15-hour fast if you're not used to fasting that long. Do a 24-hour fast. It doesn't even have to be fasting. I don't know. Find something that totally terrifies you. Public speaking. If you can do a speech somewhere, it will help strengthen your mindset. And all of a sudden it proves to your brain like, hey, we just did something hard and we still survived it. So, okay, we're going to be fine. That means we might be able to reach our goals this year. Sit with your tension. That is the second thing. Sit with the tension. If you are worried, say if you've got a bill that you have to pay and you've got other things that all of a sudden they're just taking your money this week and you just see your money dropping, sit with that and go, it's okay. Sit with the tension. Get to know it. Get to know where it comes up in your body and go, okay, that's interesting. And teach yourself to be okay with those emotions. Blocking them out does not help. So if you get tense over money coming up and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, but I can't tell my husband, he'll freak out. I'll deal with it tomorrow. Oh my God, I just won't think about it. That doesn't work. It only makes it worse. And it just gets worse. Sit with the tension and know that you'll be okay. And it teaches your body, hey, we're not in a fight or flight mode, which then you'll be able to think more clearly. Your energy will be consistent. You'll be all right. You won't do things out of panic. And believe me, for some reason, I always forget this, but things just work out if you learn to sit with the tension. Third thing, as I said, it's so, so important. Get yourself a coach, a mentor, a friend, anyone who helps you grow, who helps call you out on your bullshit and who helps guide you, and who just wants to be there for you and wants to support you and knows your full potential. Surround yourself with someone like that. And that is the best recipe for strengthening your mindset and achieving your goals in 2025. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening to this episode. Thank you for coming back on the I Am Well podcast train. This is our second year podcasting. We'll almost hit our first year actually. It wasn't till April, I think. So in April we will hit our first year. But 2025 will be our second year of podcasting. I'm so excited because I have so many big things coming up for this podcast. Guests, speakers, new rebranding things, new topics, new ways of educating you guys, getting you in my corner, understanding my world and how that can be relatable to you. Just so many things are coming up for this podcast, and I'm just really, really excited for it, and so grateful that I have the listeners that I have right now. I know a few of you are being consistent and listening to this, and just know that I'm grateful that you're listening to me, but I'm also grateful knowing the fact that you're doing it because you're doing it for you. You realize that, yeah, I deserve this. I deserve to have the best year of my life. I deserve the growth. And when you start realizing how much you deserve it, then you can be there for other people. Okay? If you liked this episode, please leave me a rating or review. I don't think you guys realize, if I ever see an extra, it says on Spotify, if there's an extra number next to the stars that someone's, done the star rating, because you can only do a star rating on Spotify, I get so happy. I almost tear up and start crying. If someone writes a review on Apple, and I'm just in awe. I think I'm only new. I don't have a lot of them, but oh my God, I do the biggest happy dance. You guys have no idea. If you want to reach out and tell me how much you love the episode, that also means the world to me too. Otherwise, I will talk to you all in our next episode, Wellness Wednesdays. Look out, we are talking about my 3-day water fast. Okay? I love you all. I hope you feel inspired. I do. And let's go out and smash 2025 together. Thanks, guys. Bye.